Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty kind of somewhat just disappointing news to go and showcase and talk about, where once again, we're now seeing delivery drivers and just basically people who just do not care about people who had a chance to order and get their consoles, get their stock, and they're basically now we actually have a pretty viral video that's been floating around that basically just goes to show that a lot of these types of workers who work at, like, say, FedEx or Amazon, all this stuff, they just don't care. They don't want you to even have your console in the first place, and it's almost kind of sad to go and see. But we also have some other little gaming stories, too, as well, right afterwards, but this one's kind of the one that'll probably go and take most of my time because I'm probably going to rant about it in the first place, because it's never fun to go and see, and I hate whenever people have had these issues, because we've seen it happen quite a bit throughout these past few months, in the past few years, especially for all these restocks. And like I said, it's just as disappointing because if I was someone out there who was trying to give someone's, like, you know, there's like electronics and technology, I'd want to make sure that it shows up proper, that they're not wasting $1,000 and all these issues going on. And it's just kind of sad to see. So we have a lot of things to go talk about throughout this video, so if you guys will all stay tuned and enjoy. And as well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway, we do have the Amazon links down below. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. We have the Target links down below. And hopefully, if any of you guys get your consoles sooner rather than later, you won't have any big issues like how these folks have had. So, as I mentioned, we actually saw this up on Reddit, and this has been floating around a lot. I think it even has now been making its way now to TikTok, with the proper, like, re-uploads and stuff like that, where, dude, this, like, it's just painful to see. It's just, where this one, we now have delivery companies just casually tossing the PlayStation 5s and fans that people ordered without even, first and foremost, even trying the bell, but also, too, they just don't care. Now, first and foremost, I understand. Like, I'm sure there's, like, delivery workers and workers in general, just like, who cares? At the end of the day, let's just make sure whoever gets there, like, let's just finish my day and go home. I totally get that. But with this, we have this video over here that's just been so demoralizing to look at. So we have people over here, in the city, and here's, like, a huge Dyson fan. And if you guys know, when it comes to this stuff in general, dude, Dyson fans are expensive. Those are some expensive mamma jammas. And you can literally see the person, and this is probably why they have the recording over here for the deliveries. They try to do something, and then they're just like, well, here's, first and foremost, unnamed box. They just literally drop it. Like, if that, like, imagine, what if that was, like, a PC? What if that was a computer? You never know at the end of the day for what that could have been in the first place. You literally have no idea, which just makes me kind of just even sad to even think about it in the first place. So, like, let alone the fact that that's literally, well, a Dyson, that's expensive. Like I said, those are expensive, but the box number 2 has been, I think, confirmed that it's a PlayStation 5 inside the box. Now, at least the PlayStation has, like, a little bit of coverage and, like, a little bit of stuff sitting over there, which does make things a little bit better. But, dude, you know how heartbreaking it must be? Like, you could literally see the person on the left side, literally right here. Like, you could literally see them moving, and this looks like the PlayStation box. The dimensions seem like they make sense. It doesn't seem that heavy. I'm not, like, 100% sure, but at least just based on, like, what the, what the thread itself has been saying, it kind of maybe looks like that PlayStation logo box, like, right here, as you guys can probably see. Man, that hurts. Like, especially if the person's literally right there. Like, they probably hear the thump. They probably hear they either made the doorbell right there as they're dropping all the stuff. I'm sure internally they're just hurting. Because, like, if you go and order, like, $1,000 worth of expensive stuff, you want to get a fan in the middle of summer, it's probably very, very, very hot outside. I get it. Like, you don't want to deal with this type of stuff. You don't want to deal with, like, people mess with their things in general. And don't forget, too, sometimes these consoles are still hard to find. Like, we've had some people that are still waiting for, like, 2 years now, trying to get their PlayStation, trying to get their console. And it does stink. Like, it really does. It's not fun. Like, no one wants to have something you waited for months that you probably paid, like, an extra probably $200 on to sometimes, because, we've also been having people doing, like, botters and scalpers and buying from them. It just is a disappointing story. So what would you guys think if this happened to you guys? Like, I mean, like, it's on top of this, too, as well. Like, we've even been seeing some of the jokes even on Reddit, where it's like, I could see you coming in the shot. Did you catch it before you, like, go to the PS5? No, people had a console them, too, as well. Like, they're just on top of it and stuff, and just kind of seeds too as well. They watch the video so many times, even pause at the last second. Where do you even see them coming from too as well? From behind the house too, on top of that. They had to cut it before she did with the PS5 because my heart couldn't do it. They cut because the owner was showing up. You could see them from inside too as well. And, like, I'm in the same boat. Or I do think if this happened, like, let's say to like a FedEx employee, or like someone out here trying to pull this on up, man, I would just be so sad. Like, you could even see the comments. Like, I'd be so I would not be happy at all. You would have seen me coming from inside and yelling and cursing. You'd want to hit the person, but you know you can't with that kid to jail too as well. Like, the delivery company would have to compensate on this one too. It's still, PS5 is really hard to replace still. If they paid you for it, it might take a month or two to even find one. In all honesty, like, dude, it is just rough. At least on the bright side, we've been seeing some good folks too, like even on these comments, where like even Sony themselves, like big boy PlayStation themselves, sent a replacement the same day. And like a lot of folks are probably let out because you bought it from Sony, maybe from the PS Direct. But man, it's been so rough to see this. So basically we have this, say I work for a very large online retail company. There's a time a few years ago where we had PlayStations and Xboxes. There's a shipping option called SIOC, ship in their own container. Every PS5 or Xbox that came by itself to the pack station said SIOC. It was on the holidays too as well too. And basically a lot of folks are basically having a lot of folks out there just to go and have their consoles all basically yoinked and stolen. As well too on top of that too as well. But thankfully at least some guy, like people had a chance to go and have a lot of these things delivered for it too as well. So like it's just kind of sad to see. Like, you know, just we're seeing all these issues and I just hate seeing this. So you guys can give me your thoughts and comments down below. Now, as well, for some other stuff, some very intriguing things when it comes to Call of Duty. Now, I've actually been seeing some viral posts, too, as well with this, where apparently Call of Duty's anti-cheat system is now taking characters' weapons away, including their fist. So, as you guys know, sometimes in these types of games, like, say, Warzone or Apex or whatever various game, a lot of the times they'll go and have these consoles, not consoles, they'll have like the game characters, you know, they're flying around, they're zipping around, they can't take any damage, or like they just do so much more, or like, you know, I'm sure you guys have dealt with this stuff at least at some point throughout your online gaming career. So Call of Duty actually has a kind of a really cool, huge change going on where they want to go and change their server side in their kernel level anti-cheat solutions, and they basically want to have their chance to go and take away players' weapons and stuff like that for the game itself, which is, I think, is actually very nifty. So basically this has all come down from a new blog post too as well, where it came a chance with the Rocco cheat anti-update for this one, and I think they're basically just trying their best to make sure whatever games they have a chance to see can have a good, you know, fix. Because with the brand new Call of Duty game coming out in the next few months, and a lot of people are hyped up for it, myself included, they probably want to make sure the game experience is like as nice and as chill as possible. Like, you don't want to deal with hackers, don't want to deal with cheaters, you want to have a fair gameplay side. So for this, like, they keep on having these issues nonstop of them trying their best to stop these cheaters and stop these hackers. So at least they are trying their best to do more. It's kind of cool to go and see this because we're actually at least now seeing like them make an official stance. Because if it wasn't good, that's not a good vibe. So with this one too, they're having a chance now to go and get rid of all these hackers too as well. And they're kind of going pretty in-depth on all the details. Where they're like, hey, here's all the matches with mitigations, with cheater reports. And basically, hopefully it's going down over time. And ideally when the games first come out, they won't have to deal with any more issues. But it's kind of cool to go and see that at least they are finally addressing a lot of these issues that have been plaguing these games for a while. So kind of cool change up with it. Now, some funny enough things too as well, and kind of thank God it didn't happen, Stadia. If any of you guys remember the good old Google Stadia, apparently the Corey that's been doing pretty good and making its rounds on all the social media side as of these past 2 weeks since it came out. Really liked it, played it myself up on Twitch, followed the Twitch. A new report claims that Supermassive's Until Dawn, spiritual successor, was actually originally being built for Stadia. So, you know, Google Stadia, the streaming thing that I'm sure a lot of you guys even forgot even existed, myself sometimes included. So apparently this was actually now reportedly being built for one of the signature Google Stadia games, and funny enough, they decided just to completely extend that on out and get rid of it. So basically, unfortunately, or ultimately, Google would shut down its first-party exclusive games development following lukewarm critical and commercial reception, and they basically opened up the Corey and High on Life, which is that really cool game from the Xbox conference from Microsoft, open to more traditional buyers, and that's why I do believe Take-Two was the publisher for the game itself. So at least one way it could have been a lot worse, and at least we had a chance to get on proper consoles. I do think at the end of the day it was probably a good life call as well. And sadly, Sonic does not want to go bring its movie elements in the games for some odd reason, although I would love to see that myself. If you guys have had a chance to see the most recent Sonic game, it hasn't really been looking too good. Even like you guys can see this one, Sonic Frontier interview, fans don't yet understand what this new gameplay even is at the end of the day. So kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below, especially on the delivery side, because that just makes me sad. And as well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 invitations. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below if you guys want to follow, and also the Webull Coinbase and everything else too as well. Target links, and make sure you guys are subscribed, and I'll see you guys up later on tomorrow. Apply for more videos.